Buzzy biker down here at Baxter Cycle in the mighty metropolis of Marnia, Iowa, and look what they have out for us today. I just love this thing. I love the colors of this thing. That's why I chose it. They got a room full of them in there. And I just love the black, the silver, this beautiful yellow stripe. Check that out. Royal Enfield Hunter 350. Let's go take that hot rod for a ride. Wahoo! Oh yeah, 20 horsepower. If y'all are in the market for a new or used Royal Enfield, Triumph, British classic bike of any type, get yourself down here to Baxter Cycle in Marnia, Iowa. Go to baxtercycle.com. Those guys can help you out. They got all kinds of gear, parts, apparel, backpacks, shoes, you name it, they got it. Life is good. Wahoo! Hey, let's go the other way. So this is a bare bones Royal Enfield Hunter 350. Absolutely stock, not a thing added to it. Not that I can see anyway. Whopping 20 horsepower, 20 foot-pounds of torque. Has 27 newton meters. Weighs about 399 pounds. That's 181 kilograms. Has a 53.9 inch wheelbase, which is about 1,370 millimeters. Handles like a dream, has a 17-inch front tire and rear tire, I believe. We'll check on that when we stop. But the handling on these bikes is just wow. About 5.9 inches of ground clearance. That's about 150 millimeters, I believe. Look at that. Nice spin test here. Just turns on a dime, gives you back 2 nickels. What a fun little bike this is, huh? This is the sportiest of the Royal Enfield 350s, I believe. I call this the Hunterceptor because it reminds me of an Interceptor, and I love the paint on this one, by the way. I love everything about this little hot rod. It's so quiet with that stock pipe. It runs good though. It's got a 41 millimeter front fork with about 5.1 inches of suspension travel. I believe that's 170 millimeters on the front. And about 4 inches on the rear, which is about 102 millimeters. Listening for that sound. You can make it sound good. Baxter Cycle sells a whole mess of different pipes for this hot rod. Diablos, AEWs, all kinds of neat stuff to really bring her to life. Runs pretty darn good with the stock pipe on it though, just quiet. Brake on the front is a 300 millimeter with a dual piston Vibri caliper. And the rear has got a 270 millimeter, kind of large, a little larger than normal, with a single piston Vibri caliper. They work pretty darn good, I think. Beautiful little hot rod. I love the way these things go. I've got a 350 Classic at home, and I use it around town. It's my grocery getter. I got big bags on the back of it. Let's do a little spin test here, huh? This one always wins the spin test. It just does it so well. You know, it's got that little tiny wheelbase. What did I say? 53.9, 370 millimeters. If you're ever in Martin, get yourself over to the Railed Grill. Good eats, good eats. Look at that, plenty of torque. All the torque is way at the bottom on these bikes. You know, 20 foot-pounds of torque, but it's literally right up the red line. Works very well. Seat height is 31.1 inches. Let's see, what is that? That is 765 millimeters, I believe. 775, something like that. But the bike is so narrow, you know, that it feels a lot lower than that. So the big claim to fame on this bike, I would say, rideability, lots of fun, decent power, great learning bike, great way to expand your skill sets. Excellent price. I think it's $4,200 plus a $500 fee. And that comes with a 3-year unlimited mile warranty. 3 years, unlimited mileage with roadside assistance. I don't think any other company offers anything like that anymore. Let's run down here to Motorcycle Park and take a gander at this little hot rod. Handling is excellent on this bike, by the way. Absolutely excellent. Look at that, just a little dreamboat. Well, this is truly a fun little town bike, and look at the good looks this thing has. I love the way that it's all blacked out. I love the silver on the front with the yellow stripe, you know, the yellow accent through here, and even on the rims. But look at all the just how it's all blacked out. I'm generally a chrome guy, but in this case, I'll take this one. You know, I love how the engine is all blacked, the cases, the pipes, The rims, the wheels, you know, everything is just, even the gators on the forks here. Well done, very well done. Even the springs on the shocks are blacked. I didn't notice that before. Very nice. And I also like these rims. Let's even get a better look at those. Check that out. Kind of a snowflake look. Look at the shadow through here. Just very well done. Little fender extension. You can remove that if you like, but it's a very light feeling, very crisp handling motorcycle. The crisp handling comes from the tires. You know, this 17-inch front tire, well, the lightweight. And it's just a really well done unit in that sense. Front tire is a 180/17, and the rear is a 140/17. So it does have 17s front and rear stuff. But what I'd like to talk about are the aesthetics or the looks of this bike, kind of the personality or just the way this thing presents itself. I love the styling. When these first came out, one of the things, and I pointed this out before, look at this line through here, okay? This wave. Now look at this through here and how it matches with the seat going both directions. This bulges out and in at the same time towards the engine. You know, we've got this here with this little indent here. And then on this particular bike, they've done this paint, all black here, yellow stripe here, really stands out with the silver here, and then this, you know, this graphic here. Let's see what the graphic is on the other side. Ah, okay, RE on the one side, EN on this side. Just very well done. And of course the fact that it's all blacked out. I mean, just very well done in that way. I love the looks. I love the looks. It looks to me like an Interceptor, a lot like an Interceptor. That's why I call it the Hunterceptor. It's the sportiest of the Royal Enfield 350s, and honestly it's one of the sportiest 350s on the market as far as I'm concerned. Just a really neat bike, a lot of fun to ride. It's very forgiving, but yet it's agile. It's docile and agile at the same time. Does that make any sense? Docile and agile at the same time. How can that be? Well, take one for a ride. Just a beautiful little machine. Just a beautiful little machine. Okay. So let's jump up here and take a look at this. I call this the Oculus. I just love this thing, and I actually would like to have this on my Himalayan, but you know, that's another day, right? So it's got this analog speedometer on the outside. In the inside, it's got this little thing, a little bigger than a 50-cent piece, and it's LCD. It's got the fuel gauge, an always visible clock, an always visible gear indicator, and it's got trip A, trip B, and the odometer right there. And that stuff, the trip A, trip B, and the odometer, you adjust that with this little button right here. So there we are in trip A, there is trip B, and there is the odometer. Let's go back to trip A. Kind of neat, huh? And then down here it's got a battery light, which I love that. Everybody should have a battery light, ABS light, neutral light, and then an engine light. But I like that everything is presented very well. You glance down, everything is right where you expect it to be, easy to read, and I like the fact that it's analog on the top. Let's look at the switchgear real quick. I love the Royal Enfield levers on these bikes. I think this is the only model. The 350s are the only ones that have these levers, and I wish I'd put them on other bikes, but they're stylized kind of. They've got this nice sweep to them. They are thick through here, but yet they've got these radius curves on the edges here. I don't know if I can show that very effectively. So, you know, they're very comfortable to the hand. They work very well with these Amal style grips. Back in the old days, there was a company named Amal that made grips that kind of look like this. You know, they're kind of barreled in the middle. Very comfortable. I call them hard and soft at the same time, if that makes sense. So then over here, the information button, flash to pass, low beam, high beam, blinkers right here, horn right here. Jumping over to this side, the kill switch, the run switch, flip it over this way, it's a rocker switch. That's the start switch, and then the hazard lights here. So you notice this is red. That's kind of a throwback to days gone by too. You know, the old classic color. Really well done on their part, you know, and I just love the way this all looks. And then of course the tank, I was talking about that a little bit ago, but I think I can show that better from this side. If you look through here, look at this little detail here. You know, this kind of sculpted detail, and how it kind of matches this, you know. A little bit of detail in there as well. I like the way they've done that. They've done that very well. And again, that kind of carries through. These are my Royal Enfield Alpine Star gloves. Kind of carries through into the seat, you know. It's kind of a mirror image of it. Very nicely done. And then they've got these cast handholds right here, and these are very solid. Just a gorgeous little machine, isn't it? Check out this back end. You know, that whole styling thing I was talking about, just look at that. Just comes right in through here. Even carries under the fender. I just like that a lot. Just a thing of beauty. Just a thing of beauty. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. If y'all are interested in a near used Royal Enfield Triumph classic British bike of any type, need parts, service, accessories, backpacks, shoes, gloves, anything like that at all, get yourself over here to Baxter Cycle in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa, or go to baxtercycle.com. Those guys can help you out. Give them a call, tell them Fuzzy Biker sent you. It is a warm day here in Iowa, in the 90 degrees, and it's pretty windy, but you know what? I think I'm going to go ride some motorcycle. Life is good. Get out there and ride, my friends. Wahoo!